On America's birthday, I cannot think of a better way to potentially celebrate than talk about all of the linebackers that are about to make their way to Stillwater, Oklahoma. So today we have one right around the corner.
You are Locked On Oklahoma State, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma State Cowboys, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Howdy, y'all, and hello, all. Welcome back to Locked On Oklahoma State, your daily stop for all things cowboy and cowgirl related. My name is Cody Stovall. I want to thank you kindly for stopping by to make this your first listen here on Locked On Oklahoma State. We're available on every single podcasting platform as well as visually on YouTube. And you can find me personally on Twitter at AllDayOState. So typically, when we have players on, it's a blast from the past. Today, it's a little bit different as we get to take a peek into what the future could potentially look like in Stillwater, Oklahoma. You guys know I've been bullish on this class. I don't give 13 hoots what the number is because film typically does not lie. And I've been ranting and raving about this young man's film for quite some time now. So it's probably better that we hear it from the man himself. Gunnar Wilson, how are we doing today, brother? Oh, I messed you up there. Maybe you unmute would help. All right. Again, how we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
You know what? I have no complaints, especially it being America's birthday, right? This is a great day to celebrate. And I do anticipate some good news coming down the linebacker pipeline at some point in time today. I guess 3 o'clock seems to be the common consensus here. And although I love to look forward to what this class could potentially be, I want to focus on what it is right now and what strategically led you to Oklahoma State.
So basically, I wanted to commit as soon, like a few days after I got my offer, just because of the system and how, the position that they would be putting me at, which is the SAM.
Roger.
So, but I just wanted to take my visit first because Coach Clements came to my school, in the morning on, I think it was sometime in April.
Okay.
And then later that day, Coach Nardo came, and I really liked Coach Nardo and what he was about, and they were very forward and upfront with everything, very real. They kept it real, but I wanted to wait until my visit, just because I can see if it's actually everything that I wanted, everything that it was supposed to be. So it really exceeds my expectations. I just think it's a really good fit for me, and I'd be able to demonstrate a lot of things I can do playing that position.
So you mentioned Coach Bryan Nardo. You also mentioned that Bob Clements is obviously heavily involved. Now, the seniority, I guess you could say, the continuity would probably be a better word in the coaching staff. Did that play a hand in your decision, knowing that a lot of these coaches, other than Coach Nardo, have been at Oklahoma State for a significant amount of time?
Yeah, I mean, it does a lot, just because, you see what happened at Colorado. Their coach leaves. Dion flushes basically everybody out. So with Gundy being there for 20 years, and then Coach Clements been there for 10 years. Yep. It's just nice to know that they're probably just going to stay there and be there for my whole career.
So is Melissa, Texas? It's got to be somewhat similar to Stillwater, Oklahoma, right? It's a blue-collar farming type of town where you just got to roll your sleeves up and figure it out.
Actually, it's kind of, it's a little bit, but it's really just growing. Neighborhoods going up everywhere. We have a 4-story high school, and then we're adding on another 4 stories to it. We just got a new stadium, which is going to seat 13,000 people. And then we have a whole championship center indoor facility, which is the nicest in the whole state of Texas, probably the country for public school, for a high school facility. Yeah, all of that. It's 120-yard indoor, fans, everything. We have there's a 50-yard weight room it's all glass doors.
Wow.
Nicest equipment you can probably have even in college. So, yeah.
That is amazing, man. Well, I'm sure you've heard, you know about the Rob Glass factory by now,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Man, so as I'd mentioned to you kind of previously, when I look back and I see some of the film, I see a lot of similarities with Malcolm Rodriguez and what he was doing in high school, right? That's been my comp for a while. But I think the biggest benefit that you have, so what Malcolm was moved all around in high school, right? Played quarterback, played multiple positions on the offense, free safety, strong safety, linebacker, corner. He legitimately was a jack of all trades. And we
Yeah.
didn't really hone in on what he was going to be until he got to Stillwater and he blew up by the body by glass system, right? When he came to Oklahoma State, I don't think it was initially designed for him to be a linebacker. He just kept getting bigger and stronger and bigger and stronger. And obviously, everybody kind of knows what he's turned into now. Whenever you're looking at this season, and when you met Coach Bryan Nardo, was it almost as cool, or maybe even cooler than meeting Coach Snoop Dogg?
Um, I mean, I'd probably say it was cooler. I didn't really meet Snoop Dogg when I was little. It was kind of just like he was just there thing. Like, didn't really
Gotcha.
talk to him or anything. But yeah, it was. I mean, it was pretty cool because I didn't know. Actually, I didn't know who Oklahoma State's defensive coordinator was until I guess Coach Clements gave him my phone number, and then he texted me saying that he's coming to the school. So
Well, we're going to make sure that we talk about him and his involvement in your recruiting process. But very, very briefly, brother, I do have to let the fine people out here know that today we were brought to you by FanDuel. It is America's #1 sportsbook betting partner for a reason. Grab yourself the opportunity right now with baseball season being in full swing to get your hands on a no-sweat first bet. It's going to be up to $200 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. So if you spend $20, it's 10 times the money, honey, for you to put down. And as we already know, we're going to bet the over. Matter of fact, we're going to hammer the over for Oklahoma State in this upcoming season. But baseball has a variety of things to bet on. So go right now, FanDuel.com/lockedon to get yourself hooked up on this opportunity. Again, $200 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. That is FanDuel.com/lockedon, America's #1 sportsbook betting partner for a reason, and they have you covered this year. All right. So everyone seems to be talking about the momentum that basically is what Bryan Nardo provides. And whenever you first met Coach Bryan Nardo, just kind of give us your first rundown of what your thought process was, because he is one of the few coaches, basically only coaches, that is new in Stillwater.
Well, when he first came in, I thought he was really young, so I didn't expect him to be that young. But then, I mean, it was just me, him, and my head coach, and he kind of broke down his philosophies and what he wanted to do and what he would bring to me as a player. He said that he would give me every chance in the world to succeed, give me everything he can, bring me to the next level, and then just be a father figure to me. So that's basically what he broke down with me. So.
And it's funny. Whenever we first brought in Coach Bryan Nardo, obviously a lot of people were like, "Wait, what? Who? Where is this gentleman from?" But when I dove into the backstory, I had a feeling he was going to be ultra successful from the very beginning because he took a very unique route to the coaching ranks. He started coaching in college as a freshman in college. He was able to learn from a legend in the game, Tom Solich, who previously coached at Nebraska and then went on to Ohio. And his whole life, his whole family's coaches, his whole upbringing has been coaching. And the biggest thing that I was able to take away from his, on journey to Oklahoma State was his ability in the recruiting ranks. Because when you're recruiting at smaller schools, you do kind of have to refine your craft a little bit more. You have to find ways to get in more living rooms that you typically were not able to get into. And I think that's been part of the recruiting for him. Now, as it pertains to you, sir, in this upcoming season, I'm sure last year was a heartbreaker in the state championship game.
Well,
Is that #1 on the list this year? Can y'all make it back? Can you take down South Oak Cliff this season?
Well, we didn't lose in the state game. We lost in the quarterfinals, so the fourth round. So yeah, I think we came in the rankings for Dave Campbell's #1 for 5A Division II. So I mean, I think, but we're kind of, we don't really care about the rankings. I mean, last two seasons we started 0-2 first 2 games and came out, won the rest of the way until we lost in the 4th round my sophomore year to Stephenville, who went on to win the state. We lost them by 3 points, and then we basically lost the Sock by 1 score. They just put one on at the end to make it a 2-score game. So, I mean, this year we're definitely coming in with a chip on our shoulder, trying to prove everybody wrong, saying that we're not going to live up to the hype or anything, but I think we're going to get it done.
And how has the transition been from 4A to 5A? Because it's been during your time there. Has that been difficult, or do y'all hit the ground running?
No, I'd say it's. I mean, we hit the ground running. So, I mean, it's just football in the end. There's nothing really different because I guess for us, we're built really well. We're built really in the trenches, which is what you need to move up in divisions. So that's kind of the biggest difference. And then the depth aspect too.
Speaking of the trenches, I think one of the most unknown things about you is your ability at the tight end. You don't mind putting your hand in the dirt and having some fun down there. Now, whenever it comes to this season, what are you more excited about, catching a touchdown or making a sack?
Making a sack, actually, because this is going to be my first year. This is going to be my first year on varsity, primarily playing defense. Because, I mean, my sophomore year, I just had to play tight end because we didn't have one. Then I guess I rolled over to starting both ways my sophomore year, since starting in the 2nd round of the playoffs until the 4th round. And I got a few sacks playing outside backer. And then last year I played tight end all the way until the district championship against Lovejoy. And then I was starting both ways playing safety and tight end, and then so I did a little bit of linebacker then because we were playing we played a wing T team in the 4th round. I mean the 3rd round. So yeah, I was doing a little bit of linebacker, but I'm really excited to go basically full-time linebacker this year. I'll have to do a little bit of safety and a little bit of tight end, and some receiver too. So.
Now, what are you specifically looking for this season in your defense that you know is going to translate well to the 3-3-5 whenever you come to Oklahoma State?
So this year, we're changing up our alignments for outside backer because, typically outside backer is going to line up as like a wide 9 or super far out there.
Yes.
But we're kind of playing as basically nickels this year. Like we're playing like 3 yards back, like 7 yards out. So it's basically like sand on both sides.
Right.
So, and then we're even going to start implementing a 3-3-5 ourselves. So I'll play anywhere from boundary safety to rover to the sandbacker and that. So I'll do all 3 of those. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be able to play around with a lot of things this year because we have a lot of depth.
The versatility obviously jumps off the page. The athleticism jumps off the page. Whenever you look at your Melissa team this year, in your opinion, what was maybe the thing that prevented y'all from taking that step and taking down South Oak Cliff last season that you have this year?
We had an inexperienced quarterback.
Okay.
It was his first year starting on varsity. So, I mean, he got that under his belt. Big time game. That was there was probably 20 something Division I players in that game, if not more. So I guess it was kind of probably nerve wracking for him because it happened in the first game of the season as well, and then he kind of settled in throughout the season, and I guess that game sparked him back up. But this year he'll be experienced. He'll be ready to go. And I just say our junior class last year is the leaders of the team. Like our seniors. Last year, they didn't really lead. There was a few of them that did, but this year our senior class is going to be really strong, getting the guys ready and everything like that.
Well, when it comes to the weight room side of things, is there something that you're strategically looking to improve this particular season? Or do you have a benchmark as far as X and number of tackles? Are you trying to improve your 40 time? Are you trying to get bigger? What is your primary objective this season, sir?
Well, this summer I'm trying to. I mean, it's not really a necessity. I'm trying to play at 215. Right now I'm 210, 208,
okay,
around there. So I mean, it's not really a need. I'm going to be able to play regardless, to do whatever I need to do.
Right.
So I mean, there's not really any goals tackle marks or anything like that for me during the season. I just want to win.
Well, winning seems to cure a lot of things in life. Now, I have from a little birdie that Mr. Gunnar Wilson knows how to play himself some basketball.
I
Yeah.
hoop a little bit. I don't hoop for the school, but I used to. But our coach at our high school is not very good. Or he got fired after this season.
Gotcha.
But I'm not going to play my senior year. I'm not going to just waste it. I'm not trying to get hurt before I go up to Stillwater.
Well, I hear you had some AAU opportunities basketball wise. What would you just decide you were going to get too swole?
I mean, I was playing like a mix between like a forward and a center, so I was like a combo guy. So and I'm only like 6'2" and some change. So I was going to make it anywhere during that. So.
Well, whenever you look back in some of your recruiting, right, I noticed that basically you went from not very highly rated on a lot of different boards to all of a sudden you're a legitimate 3-star. You're in the Texas top 100, the national top 300. You're one of the top linebackers in the country. And this all kind of just happened pretty quick, right? And then you immediately committed to Oklahoma State. Knowing that you kind of were on the verge of blowing up even more, what made you decide to go ahead and pull the trigger so early?
I mean, when I got there, so I committed when we went to Coach Gundy's house to eat dinner. So it was just like a real family atmosphere. Everyone getting along, everyone there, some of the players on the team already. Yeah, so I just felt like I needed to do it.
It's not a bad move, man. All right, so as it pertains to Oklahoma State this season, last year was our worst year since 2005, right? We had a lot of stuff that was kind of going on. We hit massive amounts of home runs in the transfer class. You see the schedules come out recently, and there's a lot of games that line up pretty favorably for us. So when you're watching Oklahoma State this season, is there something that you're looking for specifically? Do we need to do something on defense that's going to spark your eye a little bit more, or you pretty much sold on the idea of people are buying into what Bryan Nardo's putting down here?
I'm pretty much sold, but I just want to see the defense like fly around a lot and make a lot of plays, be disruptive.
Have you had the opportunity to meet Colin Oliver and Kendall Daniels?
I haven't actually.
Goodness me, man. When you talk about NFL capabilities, right, we could clearly talk about the Malcolm Rodriguez thing. Devin Harper was able to carve out a role for himself as linebacker of the Dallas Cowboys. Amen Bogmamiga has been with the San Diego Chargers for I don't know, six years now, I believe. And you see on the offensive side of the ball, right, there's a lot of Cowboys in the NFL. But from the defensive side of the ball, especially at linebacker, it's been kind of new for us to be sending these type of guys to the level that they are. Was that something that was very intriguing to you, or was it more about the camaraderie and the brotherhood? Because this 2024 class is pretty unique. I think you could agree because you've had the opportunity to kind of be mixed up in it. What about the guys that are incoming with you? What was most exciting? Guys like Landon Cleveland, I'm assuming you've had conversations, and some of the linebackers that are coming in this class. What is the thing that y'all talk about the most excitement-wise?
Well, I mean, I say we all got along pretty well. So, I mean, we all like the same things with Coach Nardo and all that when we were together. So and there's one other person that I know pretty well that's going to be coming. So, yeah, I mean, me and Tamarick, we played each other 2 times my sophomore year.
Nice.
So we were familiar with each other and all that. And we were at a camp, like a little next level athlete camp in Dallas in like February or something, or like January or something like that. And then there's like a UT invite camp that we were at together, and our dads were talking. So I know Tamarick. I was there with David Kabongo, and then and Willie too. Willie was there. Yeah, we all got along really well. We were all hanging out with our hosts. We all went together.
So who is Melissa's big rival, right? Because I did a little bit of research, and Argyle was a team that also moved from 4A to 5A. Is that accurate? Did I read that correctly?
Yeah.
So because of that, is there a little bit of, animosity them coming up together, or have you guys already established in 5A somebody that you guys cannot wait to get a hold of on a regular basis?
So growing up, our biggest rival was Salina.
Okay.
But then the realignment, Salina, like, they like cheat their numbers a little bit. So they stayed down and we rose up, so we don't play them anymore. Also Anna as well, they stayed down.
Okay.
But we actually get to scrimmage them this year for our preseason scrimmage.
That'll be fun.
So that'll be good because we know a bunch of those guys. We grew up playing against them and all that. So our biggest rival now, it was already Argyle, but Argyle in the history they've like owned us.
Okay.
So, but actually I've only lost to Argyle one time, which was last year in high school. We beat them my freshman year when I was on JV. So we beat them like 45-42. It was one of the best games I ever played in.
Nice.
And then we beat them my sophomore year 21-0, which that felt really good. I was on a full-time starting role then as tight end. So, and then last year, our quarterback threw like 6 picks in that game. And we just didn't get the job done on defense. We lost I think it was 38-21, something like that, 38-19. So this year we opened up against them in our new stadium.
Nice.
It's already been like, they're ranked number 3, we're ranked number 1, so it's already like the game of the week in Texas high school football. A lot of media is going to be there. It's going to be really hyped up. It's going to be fun. And then Lovejoy is a big rival too now, I guess, since we got them last year. 35-36. I caught the game-winning 2-point conversion against them.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. That's the last game of the season, or last game of the regular season, week 10. It'll be for the district championship again unless something happens. But our district's pretty good. We have Crandall. They have a lot of talent on their team.
Okay.
And then Terrell's a pretty good team as well.
Well, I see y'all put a hurting on Denison a little bit. That had to feel kind of good because I read some articles, right? And there's naturally some places that didn't think that you guys would be able to be ultra competitive until you kind of made some of the transition. So it had to be nice to prove people wrong from the get-go. And this year, you're really out to set people wrong because you're picked number 1, and you've only been 5A for a very limited amount of time. And as you mentioned last year, your quarterback was new, but you also had multiple games where y'all put up 55, 56 style of points. So from an offensive perspective, you moving primarily the defensive side of the ball, where are they going to go offensively that you think is going to catch people by surprise?
I'd say just by different alignments and stuff this year, we put in a lot of new formations and motions and stuff during the spring. I mean, and the numbers aspect, our skill core, our receivers and all that running backs is elite. This year our starting tight end is committed to Oregon, Jackson Ford, and then we have another receiver, Carson Maynard. He has I think he has 15 offers, bunch of FBS Group of 5 schools, and then we have another kid named Lincoln Dunn. He has a few Group of 5 offers, and then Jackson, and then I'll be rotating in there. I actually had a few offers for a tight end, but I didn't really want to go that route. And then we have another kid named Kennedy. He's been hurt for 2 years. He got hurt in the first game last year, and then the 5th game the year before. But he has a handful of offers. And our offensive line is going to be really, really good. They're going to be better than last year. We return basically 4 out of 5 starters. Technically, it's 3 out of 5, but they helped some people that rotated in last year that were in the rotation for it. So
nice.
We have a lot of depth at the O-line too. So our offense is going to be really elite. And then I think a different aspect this year is our secondary has a lot of depth compared to years in the past. Our young guys that are going to be sophomores are really, really good. So our secondary is going to be able to do a lot of things, spinning down in the coverages, disguising stuff, just to be able to confuse the other offenses.
I hear you have do you have a pregame meal that you like to get rocking and rolling before the games? And are you an ice cream fan or no?
Pregame meal.
Yeah.
Um, Usually they give us like Canes or Chick-fil-A before the games, like a
Okay.
couple hours before. So
What's
I
better? What's better, Chick-fil-A or Golden Chick though?
oh
Ah.
I guess it depends on the day. I guess
Okay.
it
The
depends on the day.
the PC answer. We're already taking media classes. I see. I like it. All right, brother man. So what is different this year for South Oak Cliff? And are they the team that you're trying to go get?
I mean, I'd say we're trying to go get every team, um, just to prove a point. For South Oak Cliff, I think we because we rushed for like 240 yards against them, but we couldn't establish a passing game at all.
Okay.
So I think the plan this year is to hit some quick little throws, just to get our quarterback going.
Right.
If we even have to play them, because they're returning one starter on defense,
Oof.
like 6 on offense.
Goodness.
So, um, yeah, one starter on defense is going to be rough for them.
A little bit.
Yeah. Um, and I mean, we just got to have secure tackling against them. I think last year they broke a couple long runs, so we just got to be able to. I mean, I think we're going to be just fine. Our linebacker core is going to be improved, just by the physical, like the build of us. We had a linebacker go to San Diego State. He was like 6'4", 220, but he was playing on the edge, and the other kid, our middles, were both like probably like maybe 5'10",
Gotcha.
and they weren't really fast. Like our speed this year is going to help us a lot. Like we're going to be way faster than years in the past.
Now, what do you have planned for this fine American birthday today, buddy?
We're just going to be just chilling at the pool. Like we have a pool in my backyard, so and then
Nice.
my dad's going to grill some hamburgers, hot dogs, do the whole thing, you know.
Well, you know what, man? I'm working on your dad. I'm trying to get him on the golf course, and I feel like I'm almost there. But his hobby is out operating jaws of life and things of that nature. Whenever you approach the defensive side of the football, is there any comparison you feel right now to the crazy stuff your dad likes to do occasionally?
I don't know. He likes to tear some stuff up, so I guess so. He's not. He's not. He said he wants to get into golfing, but he's never golfed before, so
We're gonna get it done, buddy. We're gonna get it done. All right, brother, man. Well, hey, I won't keep you too much longer. You've given me more than enough of your time. I greatly appreciate it. I'm sorry that I muted you a couple times. I'm
that's all
still,
right.
you know what? I'm still learning some things as I go. It's been awesome to see your extension right in Melissa, Texas. I'm so happy that you're a Cowboy because of the similarities that I see. The linebacker group that's coming in this 2024 class is absolutely insane. We're not even talking about the safeties. That's why I did ask if you've met Kendall Daniels yet. There's not very many 6'5", 230-pound safeties out there that run 4.4, 4.5 40. So that'll be pretty fun, man. You'll
Yes,
be
sir.
lined up against guys darn near as big as you, and a defense that's designed to play with speed. Like I can't even tell you how excited this class has me, man. Landon Cleveland has been out there recruiting like a quarterback. We're still waiting to get our quarterback. I think we get him. I really, really do. But what we're building on defense is absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for being a part of it, brother man. We cannot wait to see what this season brings for you. And we're definitely going to root on Melissa all the way to hopefully crowning that championship. That would feel nice.
Yes, sir.
But from a Cardinal to a Cowboy, hopefully it's not the only trophy that you're rocking and rolling over the next few years. All righty?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, brother man. Thank you very much. And hopefully we get to set off some fireworks tonight and more excitement in the linebacker room. Hey, tell the fine people out here how they can see you, follow you on Twitter, all that fun jazz. Go ahead and shoot, brother.
You can follow my Instagram. It's just Gunnar Wilson, and then my Twitter is Gunnar_Wilson_7. Gunnar with the A too. So that's it.
You got to throw that in there. All right, good call. All right, man. Go eat some steak, mashed potatoes, blow some stuff up, have a good time. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. And tell your dad I'll be razzing him more about this golf game.
All right, I will. Thank you.
Too easy. Yes, sir. Have a good one, buddy.
You too.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty simplistic. Whenever you recruit the right way and you bring in the right type of young men to make your university better, it makes this job much more simplistic. And it makes the coach's job even better because the buy-in had to be imperative for this season. The buy-in was so good. I think we're seeing fruits of that labor in the recruiting trail. Again, the stars are coming out, the numbers are coming together, and we still haven't even had the season to play yet. So I don't see it getting anything but better from here. All right, y'all. I think that's all we're going to have for this one. As always, you know I love you. God bless. Go Pokes. And thank you for tuning in to make this your first listen here on Locked On Oklahoma State. All righty, y'all. Later.